Chuck.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing?
All right.
Nice to talk to you, man.
Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, very good, very good.
Good.
Don't know if you remember me, but if you look on my back, do you see what it is in my back?
Oh, yeah. Nice.
The
Well, it's
flyer
been
of
a
your
while since we did that.
6 years ago, your first time in Uruguay.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a great time. I remember that. That was our first time, and I remember going for a nice meal down by the beach when we got there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was a very good meal, I remember.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
So, yes, finally, you're coming back to Latin America after 6 years, and with the Clash of
Yeah.
the Titans with Creator.
Yeah.
How did this idea of combining Testament and Creator start to do this tour?
Well, we both have the same agent in Europe. And it was something we were talking about for a while, trying to do some shows with Creator together. And when we had the offer for Latin America, the promoter thought, why not bring both of us instead of doing two separate shows, bring it together. So I thought it was a good idea.
Sounds very easy.
Yeah.
Okay, now this tour is Clash of the Titans, but you were also part of that famous Clash of the Titans in the 90s with Slayer, Megadeth, and Suicidal Tendencies.
Yes.
What do you
Yes.
remember of that tour?
Oh, a lot of Jägermeister. We were very young, very outgoing, loved to party, loved to have a good time. At that time, we maybe had only 3 records out. So maybe 4, no, 3 records we had out. So we didn't have a lot of music to play. So they were all the early thrash stuff, you know. So it was good because all 4 bands together, that's where we really got to know each other really good as friends, and amazing crowds. That was the first time for us bands at that level to play in front of that many people. So it was a good memories of that tour.
Mm-hmm. And now that this tour with Creator is called Clash of the Titans, was also a bit the idea to recreate that spirit, or it was just to play with the names, with the K of Creator and the T of Testament?
Yeah, it was a little of both, you know, to play with the names. The artwork looked like it would be cool and kind of, you know, something historic. And it's something this will be the first tour with us and Creator, so it is kind of the first clash together.
So you never toured before with Creator, not other place in the world?
Not on tour. We've done festivals.
Yeah.
But no touring together.
So Latin America has the privilege to welcome both of you together.
Yes, they do.
When you think in a Latin American tour, which are the first things that come to your mind?
A lot of meat.
And a good one.
We always go to a lot of steakhouses and a lot of meat. By the end of the tour, we all are joking because we have meat sweats. we ate too much meat and we're sweating meat all the time. So by the end of the trip, we're always going, we want fish. More fish. But you know, it's always fun because those memories are good. Last time, I believe maybe Cannibal Corpse, we had a good time in Latin America with them, and we don't get to tour Latin America every year like we do the rest of the world.
Yeah.
So it's a special trip for us. We don't get time to really relax. It's on the move, show, sleep, fly, show, sleep, fly. So there's no rest. It's constant go, 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 go. And it's always been like that. And we know, okay, when we're going to Latin America, it's time to work. No time for playing. It's always a lot of rest, always trying to find somewhere to wash your clothes and have a nice, comfortable bed.
I hope you got it every time you come to Latin America.
Well, I think so. We always try to make it better every time.
So, like we said before, in 2017, you got to Uruguay for the first time. So, after 30 years of career, how does it feel for you to still play in new countries to new people?
That's the best thing about it now, is that we have had the opportunity to go to new places. We play like Nepal, a few years ago. We went there, and this year I think we're going to the Philippines for the first time and the Thailand for the first time. So it's always good to go somewhere where we've never been before. Just like when we went to last time when we visited you guys, that was our first time.
Yeah.
So it's always something new, and we like that because we've met a lot of fans all over the world, and I just know Latin America, that fans are much more passionate and emotional, for the bands that come to play, because not every band gets a chance to do it. So, that's at this point in our career is very exciting to go to new places and meet new fans.
Yeah, it's also like a refreshing for the band, right? Just to see those new faces, and also for the people to see you live. The emotion must be amazing.
Yeah, that and the culture, like when we went to Nepal, it's to experience the way other people live, foods they eat, traditions they have, their beliefs, what they believe in. So it's always nice to go there and experience local, like, like when they go somewhere and we meet a promoter or somebody for the first time, they say, where do you want to go? Well, we want to go try traditional food that's from here, so we know, so we can feel what the experience feels like for everybody there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I also read that you are going to Japan, right? With the Exodus and Death Angel.
Yeah, we'll be when we go to Thailand, and that we're going to actually put Japan in there as well.
Yeah, I remember that I saw you live in February 2020 in Utrecht, Netherlands, where you played together with the Exodus and Death Angel.
Yeah, Utrecht. That's a great venue there.
Yeah.
I remember it was snowing maybe that time, wasn't it?
Or it was extremely cold. Yes, it was very cold.
Cold. I think during that evening, I remember seeing some snow that evening, but it was great. That was a great tour, great package.
Mm-hmm. And well, it was before COVID started, and also 2 months later, you released Titans of Creation. So it has 3 years already. Does it feel so long for you to have 3 years of Titans of Creation, or due to the fact that you could not play too much for almost 2 years, does it still feel fresh for you?
It did, because the 2-year break that we took, of course, once we started playing again, it felt still brand new because we haven't seen or got to perform the song. So for us, we didn't even know how the songs would feel live after 2 years.
Yeah.
So once we went on tour, I think we played maybe 4 songs off the new record, and it felt great. The songs really worked live. But again, we're working on a new record now, so it's time to put that one behind us and make another one.
Mm-hmm. Will that be for next year, the new album?
I think so. We didn't really book a lot of shows this year. We're doing Latin America, and then we're doing Europe, and that's it. And then Japan, a couple shows. But we're leaving a lot of the schedule open so we can get a lot of the music done. And hopefully by the end of the year, we'll get into the studio and start recording. So we'll have a release hopefully early next year.
Okay, very good news then for that. Of course, you have more than 30 years of career, many albums. Are there any songs for you that are a must in a set list of Testament?
Yeah, well, we've never played a show that didn't have Into the Pit. Into the Pit is pretty much always in a show. I like playing the classic songs, I think, because there's something about those first 2 records that are very special for us. We worked really hard when we were starting. put a lot of years of time in writing songs and getting those songs down really good. And we had a lot of fun back then. So when we play those songs, it's a lot of good memories. The songs are still hold up today like they did 30 plus years ago. So I enjoyed playing the early stuff.
Mm-hmm. And if you would like to select one song, your favorite song of the latest album, Titans of Creation, which one could it be?
Ooh, that's a hard one. I would probably have to say World War III.
World War III.
Yeah, something about that one has a lot of good parts and thrash parts, and vocally it's fun to do.
Mm-hmm. Now that you were saying that you had a lot of fun in the 80s when you began, I remember that after the show you gave in Uruguay, I don't know if you remember the venue, but perhaps it was a bit narrow venue. You said that it reminds me the old times when you started playing. Do you still enjoy to play in these small venues where you have 1 meter the face of the people?
Yeah, I love it because the connection's closer. I mean, the only downside of that is sometimes when you play a smaller venue, maybe the PA's old and doesn't sound so good for the fans. When you play a bigger theater, something a little newer, usually the PA's brand new and has a better system, so the fan gets a better sounding show. But again, some fans like that small energy and the small connection being that close to the stage. And we do too. Our show, we feed off the fans. So when we play those shows, we have a lot of fun unless we're having a lot of problems with the sound up on stage and just can't hear. And it just, that makes it hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I hope it doesn't happen in Uruguay, this one. No, Florida.
No.
Through all the Testament career, the members that were always there were you and Eric in the band, always, the whole time. What does he mean to you to have Eric always on your side?
Well, I mean, at this point, he's like my little brother. You know, we argue and fight like brothers. You know, but I think I'm very fortunate and lucky to have Eric as a writing partner for so many years, because Eric really is the heart of Testament as far as the song creation goes, because Eric doesn't listen to a lot of other bands like modern stuff. He listens to his black metal or some older style stuff. So when he writes music, he really writes just what he wants. And I think that's what's always gave Testament our own sound, because Eric's never strayed away from what he does. And he's always took it a step further and created better songs. And it makes it easier for me. And I think after working for so many years, we have a good, you know, relationship as far as songwriters. He'll write something and know what I can do, and I'll have a suggestion knowing what he can do and what works. So, you know, I think at this point, you know, our songwriting is a lot easier and better now.
Mm-hmm. So you mean that it is easier to make new albums now for you?
Yeah, like the Brotherhood of the Snake was a difficult record. That took 2 years. So it all depends how Eric's feeling or if he's got ideas, which that record took like 2 years. The Titans of Creation worked a lot faster. He had a much more ideas. So it's really on how much inspired Eric is to create new stuff, because we all have to wait for that. So if Eric's excited and inspired, then it comes quick.
Mm-hmm. Let's suppose that there comes a new person now out of that doesn't know Testament at all and wants to know what Testament is. Which album do you choose to show to that person what Testament means?
Well, that's a hard one, because I would pick The New Order, because that was the first record I got to start writing. The Legacy, Steve Souza wrote those lyrics with Alex and Eric. So The New Order is when I felt like I was in the band now, and I'm writing songs with them. And that really defines who Testament is as a thrash band, because like I said, the legacy, those songs are written, so I just had to learn them. Where creating the next set of thrash songs, I got to put my input, and I think the songs, we did it. You know, we came up with some good thrash stuff, and there's like the hits like Into the Pit, you know, that song, you know, The New Order, that's always in the show too. And we always, whenever we do put a set together, we always say, well, how come there's so many songs off The New Order, you know? And we're like, I don't know, because they're good songs, you know? So somehow just, that's the record, I think, that really defines Testament.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. One of the last ones. You came back in 2008 with the formation of Damnation, your new album after 9 years. Returning after 9 years with a new album, was it perhaps the one of the most challenging albums to do in your career? Or not at all?
Not at all. I mean, figure after The Gathering, I got sick and was sick till 2002. Yeah. And I didn't think I was going to play music anymore. And we did, it was First Strike Still Deadly record, which was a compilation of like some of the early songs, and we had Alex come in and write those songs and record those songs with us. So at that point, I think Andre from the Dynamo came to us and said, hey, I got the original Anthrax to come play. What do you think about getting Testament to come play, the original band? So I said, okay, let me ask. And everybody said, okay, we can do that. And we knew that, okay, this is great. We have I didn't think I was going to play music anymore. Now we have the original band back together. Wow, this is very cool. What a blessing. So we started touring. It was only supposed to be like 5 shows, and it turned into a couple of years. And we never talked about Alex or Greg or them writing a record or recording a record. We just said, you know what? Let's enjoy the moment. Let's go play, and let's just see where it goes. And that went on because Alex got back into the band in 2005, I believe it was, when he came back. So we've toured a couple of years, and we said, you know what? This is fun, and let's keep it going. What do you think about writing a record together? And that's what everybody said, yeah, sure, let's go for it. So we said, okay, Alex is into it, Greg and me and Eric, let's write a record. And so that was exciting, that, wow, we get to write a record with almost the original band. And it came out killer. You know, Formation was a really good record. Yeah. And that kind of started, like I said, I think Testament at The Gathering on was a new life for Testament going forward.
Yeah, indeed. One of the best albums of the career, for sure, in my opinion.
Thank you.
In my opinion.
Thank you.
I guess that we are already on time. Doug, thanks again. A pleasure talking to you. It was an honor for me to be the promoter 6 years ago, and it is an honor for me to be your promoter again.
Awesome.
So I will see you.
We'll see you there, and we hope for a good meal.
Of course, that will not be missing, for sure. Take care, Jack. All the best for you and the band.
I will see you soon then.
See you next in a couple of weeks. In 2 weeks.
Okay.
Take care. All the best. Bye-bye.